Hey, good day, YouTube. Just a quick video of somewhat. Recently had the opportunity to go visit a gun range, an indoor gun range, not just your normal everyday range. I thought I'd share my thoughts. You've been on the channel any period of time, you've seen that, we do lots of shooting, done lots of outdoor stuff, shooting and whatnot, always doing range type things. But this is my first ever indoor range experience, so I thought I'd share. Other than, mount training, doing urban combat training, never been to this type of indoor range, which is decidedly different than mount training. Not to get it confused. But I would say that they're definitely different experiences. And I look at people in the cities, and a lot of times this is the only opportunity you have to go shoot is at these types of ranges. And I can kind of see how a lot of people, if this is your only experience, you might not enjoy what you run into. Now, this range we went to, this indoor range in Reno, it's like I guess you'd say a Saks Fifth Avenue of ranges, in my opinion. I mean, there's maybe higher end indoor ranges elsewhere, but you got all the nice interior with guns for sale, guns for rent. They rent you the ammo there and everything. They give you the targets. You get a range lane. It was real easy to set up. We just showed up. There was a little bit of a wait. You can reserve ahead of time. And they have a whole system. They have a membership fee, things like that, but it's really nice, clean, laid out. You wouldn't even know you were in a gun range because of the soundproofing between there, the main part of the store, and the rest of it. So there's a retail area and a set-aside indoor area to shoot. And they're almost not even the same. Seems like a whole different realm, really. But you go through a compartmentalized door system, like and you go into the range area with about 10 lanes or whatever. And the first thing I would have is concerned if somebody's going for their first time, I would not want to expose them to this environment. It is loud. It is sort of chaotic because, you're expected to know what lane you're going to and everything. So even if you're taking somebody that's new to shooting and you're experienced, they're going to be unsure of what's going on if they've never shot before. And trying to communicate with them when you get in there would be very difficult. So if your only option was to go to one of these places, I think finding the private lesson program would probably be ideal for a brand new shooter. The great thing about it is you can pick a number of guns. And here you get to select 3 firearms to shoot as part of the rental. So that was kind of cool. So there's benefits to that. You get to shoot things so especially if somebody's not picked a weapon, this is an ideal situation. There's probably outdoor ranges that do the same thing. I know I went to one back in North Carolina way back in the day, an outdoor range like that. But it's just a very loud environment for a new shooter. It's bad enough when you go to an outdoor range and everybody's shooting. Here, the reverberation, people shooting shotguns, rifles, AR-15s, probably a 308 sounded like one of them was shooting 308. The reverb and the concussion factor will rattle your fillings, and even being used to it, it still is like not the most comfortable thing. They even have dividers between the lanes, but that's still not enough to offset that concussion necessarily. So I don't know how you city folks do it. Is my impression. I it would be great to go back and just to get to shoot a lot of different weapons. That's the great thing about it. But I can see how if somebody's brand new to firearms and this is their first experience, it could turn them off. So just a warning if you're thinking about taking anybody. I think I can see it. But it is great to be able to shoot a lot of different things. They can have instructors there. You can rent, somebody can teach you, as part of the fee for service to get instruction on shooting, techniques, so that's good to get some professional instruction. And this place actually has the public lanes and set aside as like membership lanes, which they also have for instruction. So, and they're in a whole different section even. They're not even in the same 10-lane area that we were in. They're in a whole different area. So that's kind of cool. That if you did have that, it probably would be a little bit quieter, a little bit more controlled, not as much chaos. The smell factor wasn't bad. At first I was like, well, how much ventilation can this place have? But most of the lanes, probably 7 or 8 out of 10 were all full. And, it wasn't that bad. So just overall, I would just place that warning if you did plan on taking somebody. Hats off to you folks that's the only experience you ever get. I find that unfortunate that some people, that's their whole gun experience is indoor ranges, because it does happen to a lot of people wherever they live. That's the only place they've ever been is an indoor range. I'm definitely more of a free range, live free type. But just want to share my impressions. There are some benefits, and if it's the only thing you got, then do what you can. But one, it's expensive, and two, it's not the most enjoyable experience when you're used to the free range life. So just thought I'd share. Live free.